The following video is brought to you by the guys at the Wrecking and Racing Podcast, a NASCAR podcast made by the fans for the fans. Check them out at www.wreckingandracing.com, facebook.com/wreckingandracing, and Twitter at Wrecking and Racing. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of Motorsport Manager. When we last left off, Enrica impressed with a really good finish in the last race. Falco's still there in 6th, but as far as teams go, we're only 4 points behind the Spartan MRT. So a really good start to the season for sure. We were going to make sure that our car is repaired and ready to go. We'll take a look at our pit crew, and Kakine is not that good as a tire changer or a part fixer. That would be someone like Mizuya, but unfortunately he's not that good as far as stamina goes. But we might be able to hire someone like Ibihara. That probably wouldn't be bad. We'll go ahead and hire Ibihara and get him on. Let's see, swap him with Ibihara. So now we have a little better tire changer and, a better fixing than Kakine for sure. This is sort of our B team. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Get the car repair complete done. That way we can assign some reliability. And slot 1 is open. So our new primary sponsor, 10th, 12th, or 14th or above. And it looks like 10th is something we can definitely do. It's only 4 races, a nice upfront payment, plus 400 grand per race. That looks good to me. So we'll make up for the purchase of the new pit crew member, and there we go. Gustavo Cruzes out of Portugal. So very nice. We got a little bit of bonus moolah, and it probably doesn't hurt to start working on a brand new part once we get these parts done. I'll go ahead and clear out the queue. That way we can start from scratch and work on the parts that we would like to. For sure these brakes, for sure this engine. Then, let's see, a 73. We've got some 71s on the gearbox. 75 there and a 72. Looks like our 71s are going to be the way to go. Now, as far as part improvement goes, let's work on the brakes. Let's work on that engine for sure. We can work on really everything, but let's work on that gearbox, and let's work on one of the suspension pieces. That should be fine, but reliability is going to be what we are after for sure. Hopefully this engine will become serviceable, and it's already a better engine out the gate, so any part improvement they can do there is good. Let's go ahead and design a new part. Our current best parts for the suspension and the gearbox are originals, and I think either way we're good, but I think the gearbox would be a little bit better to us, and 25 to max because I don't want to risk a risk level just yet. So that part will be built. We'll use that 800 grand sign-on bonus, and we should be good to go. All right, let's continue on. The other GT series is in Dubai this week. Good on them. All right, keep on keeping on. Yeah, the GT Challenger Series. Remember those days? So Santo Parisi won that for Oberhof. Vittorio Corsa is the leading driver, and Vittorio Corsa is the leading team, which is to be expected. They were the ones that we fought so hard with last season. And on we go. Gearbox design is finished. So we can dedicate some attention to the gearbox for sure. There she is. A 744 right out of the box, so not that big of part improvement like if we put it on right now. Certainly it can become excellent. And I think we want to take off these 84% one day after the race to get that engine good to go. I think I like that. We're currently working on this gearbox here, which is good because that's our, even one better. That's what we're going to go for. Suspensione, a 551. Let's just keep that there through the race, and then after next race, we'll get reorganized there. Our car is average. I know it is, Falco. That's why we're building parts. And there, lo and behold, hey, Falco, did you see? We built a new gearbox there, buddy. Financial management. Oh, your money is looking a little low by the end of the season. I know we lose $2 million per race, but looking at sponsors, we have to go 2 races before we get another big one. And then once we're done with 4 races, we get 2 big paydays. 5 races, we get 2 big paydays again. So we just really need to get through 2 more races with 11 million, and we can definitely do that. No worries. I got it. I got it, good sir. Thoughts on the potential removal of Sydney? We'll accept the interview, and I'm in favor of cutting the track. Oh, nice. So Sammy White got improved, whoever he is. All right. Can you say for certain the removal would be good for you at Saka Speakwords? Yeah, 100%. I don't know what's going on with Sydney. So, you know, a good benefit for us. Really nothing bad. Now, hopefully, when we get to Sydney, all these people aren't going to boo us for saying that their track should be cut. And then they are going to vote for meet for the first time. Yeah, cast the votes. Da-da-da-da-da. All right, so I'm guessing the removal of Sydney may be what we're voting for. I'm going to abstain from that. I really don't care. All right, so 10th or above, we can definitely do. Do we want to go for 4th or above? I think that would be a nice safe win. 2nd or above. Actually, it wouldn't even be worth it to do 2nd or above, would it? We're losing 20 grand for having to finish 2 places better. So 4th or above looks good for me. As far as part fitting, we can put on that brand new engine now. So old Falco will have the 478 and Enrica will have the 663. And then I think the rest of the parts, 62%, we should have improved the reliability on those brakes. But I mean, we're only losing 4. I'll remember that for next time. No way are we putting on this gearbox this race. We're going to have to improve it. 619, 551. Why are you unhappy? The car is looking rubbish. Well, I'm working on it, Enrica. All right, so I will practice and qualify. Looks like we have regular soft tires available for the high tire wear. Softs are going to be where we're going to live and work, as it doesn't look like it's going to rain. So I will see you after qualifying. Ladies and gentlemen, qualifying is over, and we are on the front row. Enrica and Falco 1 and 2, so we get the bonus points for sitting on the pole. And pretty good for Enrica, since she's sitting, what, 2nd in the driver's points, so definitely not going to argue about that. We actually did Q2 on our soft tires, and we'll be the only ones starting on those soft tires in the lead pack, but that's fine. Their tires are pretty much chewed up, and we don't have to pit when they do. Kind of like last race. When it came to qualifying, everyone else had used their super soft tires, and that got them behind because we had a fresh set of super softs ready to go, and it was just sort of Bob's your uncle. Let's go ahead and get to the race. Enrica set a blistering pace here. We've got them pushing just a little bit to keep their tire temperatures up, but as you can see, amongst these leaders here, tire wear is going to be a big thing. They chewed through them in Q2 fairly well, so let's just let these guys and girls race and see what happens. Pretty narrow street course here in Sydney is definitely unique for sure, and I think if we can keep in front of these guys, as long as they go battling too wide, we should be okay, at least through pit stops. It'll be a 2-stop race for fuel. We can do 9 laps each run, and there's 22 in the tank, or 22 laps of the race. So, you know, only a brief fuel stop at the end, or we can try to stretch out the fuel like we did last session and really make it last. Come on, Enrica. Go ahead and block everything you got, please. That is Minzy there. And Minzy is in Spartan Motorsport. So, yeah, basically our big competitors there. It makes sense that they're running up front. But, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. If we can get both drivers in the points, that would be amazing. That way we can pad our second half of the year for sure. And it looks like the tires are starting to come up to a respectable temperature. I might dial them back just a bit. 20 laps to go, 7 in the tank. And they're pretty much dead on as far as tire wear and fuel is concerned. So, unfortunately, we might have to short pit one of them. And I think I'll short pit whoever's running in behind the other, so Falco at this point would get the short pit call. I didn't have the soft tires wear more slowly perk. I went ahead and went full 15% race performance improvement and 15% soft tire improvement to get like a big old 30% bonus rather than relying on the tires to really last. That could have offset the pit stop. You know, that could have been okay. All right. Let's go ahead, and since the tires are starting to warm up, we'll go to a neutral on both of those tires and keep the tires from blistering. Sevilla behind us is going to have to pit soon, and Cruz shouldn't be too far behind him as far as pit stops are concerned. I think we've got about 10 or 12% on the tires difference. He's going to be faster. He's going to pressure us, as you can see, but I think we have just enough tire wear and performance improvement to hold him back. So we will stay on the track. Those guys on the Super Softs that qualified Q2 Super Softs should be pitting soon, and we should be able to put them pretty far back as far as the gap is concerned. Of course, waiting on any potential crashes to come up. But we should be okay. I'm liking the fact that Lara is up front leading laps. It's a shame there's no leading the most laps bonus. Let's take a look at the weather here. Track grip is constantly increasing. The track is staying dry, so no pop-up shower that we have to fight with, and that's always good planning for these pit stops. We don't want to be on the wrong tires when we pit for sure, and as you can see, these soft tires are starting to really come into play. So, you know, if you weren't sure about getting through Q2, the Super Softs were definitely the way to go, but since I was pretty confident in our ability to get through Q2, just the regular old softs are keeping us out front. We're starting to get a pretty big gap over, say, Sevilla and Rodriguez. And these guys are pitting soon, so Falco will not have that many cars to fight with. There he goes on pit road, so just the front three really stepping it out, 4.3 and 4.8 to the next competitor. We're definitely within the two-stop range. We made it past lap 4, so definitely 2 stops for fuel maybe, but if we can keep on stretching this an extra few laps or so, we should be okay. It looks like Lara is burning through her tires quicker, so I think Lara will be the first one to pit. So I will go ahead and have her push out front here and then pit next time by. All right, Enrica, go ahead and come on around past pit road. There you go, pit. On those soft tires, we are going to fill up and get as much as we can in the tank. So 15 laps remaining after the pit stop. Parts are looking very good, and we'll do a nice balanced pit stop there. So Enrica can go ahead and push through those tires. Doesn't matter if Edgar Allan Poe gets bias. I wonder if he'll make a poor decision and stay out too long. That would be pretty cool indeed. And Falco will definitely have to come in next time by for sure. Matter of fact, Falco, you can go ahead and conserve your tires for the next lap. I know your tires are fairly worn, but you're going to stack them if we bring you in now there, Falco. So just hold on to your butt, and you'll be pitting next time by. There goes Enrica. Falco, come on down for your soft tires, good sir. We will fill you up as much as you can. Parts are still looking pretty good. I like it. A 12-second pit stop there. So we saved 3 seconds by waiting 1 lap to pit. So that tells you that we burned through fuel, you know, fairly heftily going through this. We'll just keep Enrica on a neutral run there. As far as her tires are concerned, she should be able to catch up to Cruz and Sevilla fairly well. We've got a 33% boost of tire wear. All right, Falco, you can go ahead and push this last little bit here on your tires. Follow Edgar Allan Poe down, the leader, and hopefully we don't lose too much time. We'll save those 3 seconds on pit road, not having to fill up so much. There we go. Jack is up. Refuel the car, please. Down and away. And there goes Enrica. And it looks like they bottlenecked this big old pack together, which is definitely fascinating indeed. Falco can go ahead and run a neutral, I think, and Enrica is battling amongst all of these guys on very worn tires. So Enrica should be able to start putting the pressure on. Falco, no need to sweat it yet. We're in good shape. Don't get yourself all frustrated. There you go, making a good move to the inside. There goes Enrica, and then she'll be set up well for this series of turns. And yeah, she's sitting pretty, passing some cars that are on pit road as well. Sevilla is looking pretty fast, but he's already 50% burned through his tire wear. Will be able to stay out a few extra laps, and I'm not sure about the fuel situation, but if we can get within, yeah, this next time we won't have to fill up so much. We might not even have to fill up at all, depending on how well we can gauge our fuel consumption here. But we've got one in the points with one knocking on the door pretty much right there in the heat of battle. And if we can get some clear track, we should be okay. As a matter of fact, I think I can put Enrica up to a push just a little bit here. See if she can get by some of these guys, start making up some time. Only 6 seconds behind guys that have to pit. Maybe even an extra time is feeling pretty good for us. How about that rain? No rain in the forecast. Looks like no rain through the end of the session, so our strategy is set. Oh, why'd you let him get a nose on you there, Enrica? Minzy has no tires. There you go. Really fight back hard. Coming across the line in 5th, set up well for that first turn. And looking pretty good. Falco is fighting with El Sadat, who is on super softs, but really chewed up super softs. So yeah, he is within shouting distance of points, and I want to keep both cars in the points. If we can get a 4th, you know, good sponsor objective for sure. But, you know, if we can get both cars, say 5th and 6th, I will take that over the extra money any day. Really solidifying our space in the Owners' Championship. All right, let's scroll on back to the neutral run here so we don't go boiling those tires off. And it looks like the leaders may have to pit in a few laps' time. Now, I think everyone is within range of pitting for fuel just once. It's going to come down to how well they can conserve their tires, or if they are going to do a super soft run, they're going to split their run into 2 and really push hard on those tires. But I think we are set up nicely to pit one more time, just get as much fuel in the tank as we need to, put on the last set of soft tires, and go for the win. Indeed, we're looking good. If it's going to rain, it's not going to put a damper on our spirits too awful much. We won't need to put on intermediates or rain tires to finish off. Yes, it does feel good to get past El Sadat. Falco running in 5th. And we're up there with Edgar Allan Poe and Cruz, which is on an extended strategy. I think they pitted early. That's why he's down to like 25% and has to pit this time. Having to pit this time will force them onto soft tires. You know, with 7 laps to go, even though we have a 15% bonus for soft tires, do we try to put on super softs and really go hard the last segment? Or do we settle in right here with 15% bonus soft tires, guarantee our finish, and, you know, do pretty well? And I think that's what I'm going to do. We're just going to keep on going, and we'll still put on the last pair of soft tires to get that 15% bonus. I don't believe that a stock bare bones super soft is going to outdo a soft with a 15% bonus. So that's what I'll sit with. We have some people on pit road, even Edgar Allan Poe repairing his car, and he is on soft tires. So we will be on the tires we need to be. We have a pretty decent gap here. Cruz may be trying to close the gap. So what we'll need to do is pit and put in just a smidgen of fuel. And I don't think we can make these tires last the rest of the way. So we're just going to push hard here. And it probably wouldn't be too bad to just pit now. Hume has pitted 13 back. Poor is 25 seconds back. Cruz is 13, and he's going to be coming fairly quickly. let's go ahead and do that. So Enrica, go ahead and pit. And let's just do softs. Fuel options, 4 laps. So we will put in 2 laps of fuel to guarantee. Yeah, it's only 1 second, and I'd rather have some extra in the tank there. So Enrica is going to pit this time. Falco will go on by. He'll pit on lap 19, and then we can really push the soft tires hard in that last stint. So hopefully pit road treats us well. We have no mistakes. Falco's going to go on by. Pit this time for your soft tires. Fuel. If we add 1 lap of fuel, that increases 4 seconds. We're not going to do it. If we have to, and it looks like we even have to now, scroll back on the low fuel burn. That way we have plenty of excess fuel. We're just going to change tires. There's no way that with this high tire wear track we can afford to keep him out. So we're going to go as fast as we can. Enrica can keep on pushing. How is her park condition? Not enough to warrant really pushing. So Enrica is in 5th, 4 seconds behind Sevilla, and she is going to have better tire wear, I assume. Falco is going to come down 5.9 ahead of Floridi. And I think if Floridi tries to stay out, he may get bit. Tires are on. Pit crew did not make a mistake. And there we go. Falco in 5th, Enrica in 4th, and we are going to push on these tires as much as we can. We're in the sponsor objective, and we have the tires to go. Rodriguez does not have the tires to really push. All right, Falco, looking pretty good. I think we're fine there. Do we push with Enrica with, say, 1 lap to go? Let's do it. I know you've got a bit of a chatter there, but with our team cars here, Enrica is running her fastest laps. There, we have a car on pit road. We don't even really need to push anymore. We're going to be on the podium. Both drivers are in the sponsor objective, and we're going to be chewing into this lead fairly well. So a pretty good race so far. This is where we are. We're pushing our tires for sure, trying to catch up to Sevilla. Now, if Sevilla really backs up to us, that's going to play out well. All right, Enrica, go ahead and go to a high burn. She's not even in the red zone yet. She has plenty of fuel to do it. I'll keep Falco right there in 4th, sort of running a blocker. Let's see if she can catch up here. She's running her fastest laps of the race. That's really all that could be asked. So Sevilla, oh man, we just needed a few more laps, but a 3rd and a 4th is not bad. These guys are not on the same team, so we will definitely make up a lot of ground in the team championship for sure. Come across the line, Enrica and Falco. That is what I'm talking about. Podium finish and a P4. Yeah, that was a good race. That was a good race indeed, and we don't even have the best car on the grid, ladies and gentlemen. So I am feeling really good about that. Cruz wins with Hammer AMR, and I believe they're the point leader. But Poore, Edgar Allan Poore, didn't do too well compared to us. So pretty good result. I am not going to be mad about that. All right, we'll continue. We have no risky parts to check. So, does anyone else? That is the question. So we get the pole position bonus, and Hume with Dogtooth Lake Motor Group gets the fastest lap bonus. So good on them, keeping it away from Hammer for sure. Enrica with 6 points there. So Enrica is now tied for the points lead with Hammer AMR. Falco is now tied for 5th, which is awesome. And we are tied for 1 point behind Spartan, and from Spartan with Hammer. Nice. We're getting a lot of points here. I'm feeling really good about our end of year already. So that worked out really, really well. I think I'm getting the hang of this game. I think it's all starting to click. I think my strategy is really starting to come around. And after 6 seasons, it better, right? So we'll see what our next racetrack is, see if we're feeling pretty confident about it, see what the tire wear is going to be like. Yeah, everyone should be high morale. The chairman should be absolutely happy. We got our sponsorship bonus, so we saved ourselves 800 grand, which is always nice. And save the game, if you please. So it looks like we're going to Germany, and I always have bad feelings going into Munich. It's like one of those racetracks that, you know, oh, very low tire wear. Okay, so we'll be pushing the soft tires now. That is fascinating because you want to go absolutely as fast as you can in qualifying to make it through the rounds. With very low tire wear, though, we want to be on these soft tires for the race because we're not going to chew through them. So do we spend qualifying on medium tires? Do we practice with medium tires? Do we... Oh, man. That's going to be a pickle indeed. All right. Lara on the pole. Car condition, that's fine. Interview, we shall. Lissandro Cruz. Yeah, I'd love to have Cruz on the team. Let's take a look at him. So Cruz... Oh, man. Oh, man, I would indeed like to have him on the team, but a 32-month contract, unless he wants to break that himself, no. But a nice guy. Hard-fought win for him. And, yep, no sponsors this race, so we will be set up for the next episode, ladies and gentlemen, where I think we will build suspension pieces. We will work on improving the parts on our car so we can start stripping some weight. But that is going to do it for me in this episode of Motorsport Manager, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next Motorsport Manager video. Take care.